right place. Cause Miss Lyric's here to educate. If you're a first time buyer, don't roll the dice. A long time investor searching for the right price. If you need to learn real estate lickety split, well, Lyric Armstrong will be your advocate. If anyone can help Miss Lyric can to keep your American dream in good hands. Oh yeah. For everything real estate, you're in the right place. Cause Miss Lyric's here to educate. If you're a first time buyer, don't roll the dice. A long time investor searching for the right price. If you need to learn real estate lickety split, well, Lyric Armstrong will be your advocate. If anyone can help Miss Lyric can to keep your American dream.
All right, it's Lyric Armstrong, your real estate agent and advocate. I don't know if you can hear me. This is a brand new concept to go live. So I want to thank everyone for subscribing to the channel. I really am gracious and appreciative of all of you. I wanted to give Pineapples Foster Media Services a very big hand clap. Thank you so much for your congratulations. I receive it with a whole heart. I see that you say you may not be able to make it, so it's okay. It's okay. You know, it stays on YouTube. You can watch it. So all the craziness that's going on, you can watch it later. But I appreciate you. I've had a couple of friends that asked to come over and to see if they can get on with us. And we'll see if they can make it because today was a little hard day for all of us. We are in California. And we went to the Taste of Soul yesterday, and we turned up. Okay, we had so much fun. We were at the VIP section, and then we went to the VIP reception. So it was a lot. It was a lot of fun. Let's see here. I want to make sure that I give special thanks to those who I can. Some of you have been able to join and subscribe. I appreciate you. We are at 105 subscribers. I didn't think this would happen. I'm almost intimidated, really, because it's like, oh my God, how do I do another video after having any little bit of a success, right? And I know that there's others who are like, well, we got millions of subscribers. We have 100. I know, but it's a big deal to me. I don't know if it's a big deal to anybody, but it's a big deal to me. I didn't think I would have any subscribers, let alone 100. But I want to thank KB, one of our new subscribers. Appreciate you. And then KK, or no, HHKK. Thank you for subscribing. And just for some of you, or I guess all of you almost, because I only have a couple of names, when you subscribe, they don't tell me your name. I don't know. Had some amazing feedback. Wonderful people get on and thank me for my service. Thank you for my commentary. And so, shout outs to Paul Barnaby. Thank you, Paul, for subscribing. And I'm very grateful for everyone's commentary. Now, I know that we had some people ask questions like, can you not make so much commentary? Can you not pause so much? I'm doing reaction, I'm kind of just on the fly. It's live in the sense that it's my precise reaction at the time. And so that's how I felt. And so I would pause and make a statement. I think people might be a little confused between watching court and then watching a commentary station. Okay, so this channel is commentary. It's commentary by a certified paralegal, okay, and a licensed professional. I have a real estate license. I am licensed, okay? So my comments are based upon my experience and my knowledge. All right, Loretta Rustad, thank you so much for subscribing. Appreciate you. So consequently, I would love everyone who wants to find the channel or wants to find the Court TV without communication, go to that channel directly, depending on where we go. Because we go to several different courts. We have been to Michigan Court. We have been to Texas Court. We have been to Judge Middleton's court. We've been to Judge Simpson's court, Judge Simmons' court, Judge Judge Sala's court. And then I can't think of the judge's name that's out of Texas, who does it's Chambers County, probate county court. We've been to different courthouses, so you can go to them and find what you're looking for. And then guess what? They're not commentating; they're just told in court. You don't have to hear my voice. Okay? And then we want to thank Stephanie Warner for subscribing, and Realty 106 for subscribing, and Jeff Drasnet. I'm sorry, Jeff. I'm not sure if they're Drawnets or Dragnets. I'm not sure. But thanks, Jeff, for subscribing. We really appreciate you over here. And then all the great individuals that are making those comments, helping us to think outside the box, to be more creative. We're very grateful for you as well. All right, so we're going to see where our people are. I know that they were not feeling well when I talked to them earlier, so they said, well, we're not going to come over, we're just going to come into the channel. I said, okay, that works. Do as you please. And then grateful that the channel has had a lot of viewing success. So the 100 subscribers is obviously a milestone in and of itself. But our most viewed video has 1,300 and something subscribers. So definitely grateful for that. And I am so ecstatic to have you guys watching it and commenting on it, seeing your commentary. And one of our individuals, he hit me to it and says, get a Discord on so I can get your numbers up. And I was like, okay, I don't know what that is. So thank you so much, because I think he did it. I think it's him. I don't think it's me. I think he's the one who was who was gracious enough to get the word out. So I appreciate you guys getting the word out. Let's see if I can turn down the music. I think it's a little loud. I feel like I'm yelling at you, and I don't want to yell at you.
Searching for the right price. If you need to learn real estate, well, Lyric Armstrong will be your advocate. If anyone can help Miss Lyric can to keep your
American. I want to act weird today. So we're in my kitchen. This is different because usually I have my background on, right? But we're in my kitchen today. We're still working on it. But right now, let me see, we got all that going on. And, well, the kitchen, I guess, is done. It's just we have to finish the other parts of the house. So that's a little sneak peek at the kitchen. I guess. Whatever. Probably wasn't that good of a peek because I was just using my thing to push it around. Okay, anyway. Back to what we wanted to talk about. So, also, I have a cocktail in celebration today. So, if you have questions or anything that you want to talk about, go ahead and put that into the chat so we can. Let me make sure I put a post here. Put it in the chat so that we can answer whatever questions we can open. Lyric can to keep your American dream in good hands. Oh yeah. So we'll start off with like what brought me to YouTube. So I'm sure everyone's like, what makes you think you're qualified? Because I am not a YouTube aficionado, right? So I'm not an aficionado in a sense of creation, but I do enjoy watching it. And when I first started YouTube, I guess a year ago, I was watching, I was doing things that were just like, someone else said, you got to do a YouTube, and it felt like work, so I didn't keep it up, and I didn't do anything really productive with it. And so this time, I was watching Court TV, or not even Court TV, like commentaries. My favorite YouTuber is Emily D. Baker. I'm a law nerd. I love Emily D. Baker. So I subscribe. And then I have some great, people that have come through her that I've loved to join, to watch every now and again. Like I'm a member of Law and Lumber. So I was in I don't know if I'm a member of Uncivil, but I do watch Uncivil here and there, and Popcorn Planet, right? So I watch all these other YouTubers, and this is what I'm doing with my day. And I'm commenting, and I'm talking to the TV, like I'm talking to you guys, and like I'm talking back and forth, Well, guess what? Guess what? There's nothing too fun about that, because why not do it on your own channel? No one's listening to you except for your husband. Oh, there goes my girl, Anna Queen Ted. I'm gonna bring her up to the stage. Calling Anna Queen Ted to the stage.
Hey.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
No, I can't hear you. But
I can hear you. I can hear you.
You can hear me, okay. Let me see if I edit your mic. This background. Turn you up. I don't know. Not letting me do anything for you. I hope everybody else can hear me.
I can hear you, but you can't hear me.
Okay. So this is Anna Queen Ted. We're gonna let her work on her mic. But so what got me started on YouTube was because I was watching it and I was yelling at my TV, and so like my husband and my kids were like, "What are you talking about?" And stop yelling at the TV. So I said, "Well, I might as well get on YouTube so I can tell everybody else what I'm talking about. Maybe there's somebody else who's interested." And a couple people started becoming interested, and that's what's allowed me to continue my YouTube journey. So I'm glad I'm having this journey with you, because you guys are helping me. You're helping me to grow up in YouTube, because I don't know what I'm doing. Anna Ted, however, I guess she jumped off. She'll try to get back on. She knows exactly what she's doing. So cheers to you guys, and cheers to Anna Queen Ted. Okay, that's a little stronger than I thought it was. I'm gonna add some more peach. It's like peach and I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I don't know about that. So I don't have any brand association, but if you see the bottle, you probably know which one it is. So drink to your own desire. I'm not promoting one thing or another. It's just what I like. Okay. Anyway, so I just said, when it comes down to YouTube, I just want it to be authentic. I just want it to be exactly who I am, and not have to, apologize for it or do anything. So, like, for those who don't find this channel okay for them, I'm okay with that. I want to celebrate those who are on and who are being phenomenal men and women.
You're in the right place. Because Miss Lyric's here to educate. If you're first time buyer,
is this noise going on this whole time?
Searching for the right price. If you need to learn real estate, lickety split, well, Lyric Armstrong will be your
Oh my God.
If anyone can help Miss
Lyric
can to keep your American dream in good hands. Oh yeah.
Okay, you guys. I don't even see the
For everything real estate, you're in the right place. Cause Miss Lyric's here to educate. If you're first time buyer, don't roll the dice. A long time investor searching for the right price. If you need to learn real estate, lickety split, well, Lyric Armstrong will be your advocate. If anyone can help Miss Lyric can to keep your American dream in good hands.
Oh, is it here?
Oh yeah.
It's here. Found it.
For everything
Found it.
real estate,
Shut up. You poor people. You poor individuals. Hannah, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes. Guess
Thank
what?
God.
The background music was playing.
Oh, that's why you couldn't hear me. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Poor guys. Poor people. Well, you can now see this is why I'm not a YouTube aficionado. Not yet anyway. I'm working on it. But this is Anna Queen Ted. Yay!
Hi, everybody.
I love this lady right here. So I gave you a cheers when you got off. So cheers to you. I don't know if you have your cocktail, but I have mine.
No, I didn't know I was supposed to have one. Wait, I had some
No,
juice around here
you
somewhere.
don't have to. It's just up to you. I mean, it's been a long week, and I have been
Yes,
working.
it has.
It's
Very
been a really
long.
long week, so I was like, I'm gonna have a cocktail today. If nothing
See,
else.
y'all almost didn't get me because the week was so long.
Yeah, unfortunately. So I was telling them a little bit about how I got started. I was watching. Okay, so Anna was one of the ones who was like, you got to have a YouTube channel so people can get out there, show your listings, YouTube channel. And I was doing it on the real estate side, and I just was not passionate about it. It wasn't my thing, right? So I said, okay, this is not working. And I found myself watching YouTube, and I found myself enjoying YouTube on the court side and the commentary on the court side and the legal aspects of celebrity court proceedings and how things go on in their cases. And I got kind of reeled into the Johnny Depp trial. At first I was like team Heard. I was like, no, of course, that's you have to stand with the person, and you can't let the bully get away with it. And then I heard the tapes, and then I started hearing the trial for myself, and I had to go back and watch the whole trial from the beginning, and I had a whole different outcome. Then I was like, well, why are we ignoring Johnny Depp's voice? He was the one who was abused. We've got to talk about it. So I don't do celebrity centered things. I do stick with real estate because I do love real estate, and I think that it helps us to learn more about the process for our buyers, for those who are renting, and those who are going to be landlords and investors. If you learn more about the process of how things go wrong, you can start to prevent that in your own business, in your own circumstance. So that's what I'm doing now. We're up to 105 subscribers. So I cheers, and I thank every last one of them
Cheers.
So happy. Didn't think I'd
get have some champagne.
Yeah. Okay. Cheers. Yeah. Clink, clink, clink.
I might have to go get some and come back.
Yeah. Here we go. So there we go. We'll have our champagne toast. But love the fact that you guys are subscribing and finding it enjoyable. But Queen, been around long. We've been around real estate together a long time, but then we've both been around real estate even longer in our own rights in different ways. So Queen, would you mind telling people what brought you to real estate?
Ooh, what brought me to real estate? Lord have mercy. You know what? What really brought me to real estate was the investing side and owning multiple properties. I've always wanted to own the block. So that was always my dream in my younger years of owning the block. I haven't achieved that goal yet, but I'm not going to give up. So that fascinated me, seeing others own property, and I've seen how my family, I have family members who was multiple lived on the same block, and that was amazing. But just seeing the importance of real estate, because you build wealth through real estate. And then getting into business, I've learned so much more of the aspect of how you can really use real estate to build your portfolio, to leave a legacy and build generational wealth. So that is really just one of my missions, is to get out here and just make sure everyone understand how important it is to build wealth through real estate and educate. And you know what? People get discouraged. That's the other thing. Don't get discouraged if your credit is not up to par. If your money is ways to do everything, but you just have to know the resources. And you asked me, why did I get into real estate? Another reason I got into real estate is sometimes you work with individuals and they're not knowledgeable. I remember many years ago, I was buying a property. We bought an income property first before we bought our single family. And some of the homes that we passed up would have been great investments now that I look at it. And I just wish I had the proper guidance as well. So that's very, very important.
Yeah, I can understand that. Then that's like real estate in helping your client, being knowledgeable for yourself, but also being knowledgeable for your client. And we find ourselves that though we go through all these different certifications, because see, we're this fancy thing called realtists, right? But there's this other thing that y'all might know as realtors, and everyone thinks anyone with a realtor license or association, actually it's just a trade association name, that they know everything and it's up to them and you leave it up to them. All they do is go to the class and pass the test. And a lot of times those classes do not give you the truth or the creativity or the understanding how to actually advocate for your client, how to get your client to the next level, what to do for them in their experience and their needs and their portfolio requirements. And so Realtists have been really on the side of advocacy and helping the clients make a way, like whether it's help down payment assistance laws gets passed or different things to help fight against things that keep their value down, such as redlining and all the different laws that have anything to do with real estate. Realtors work really hard towards that, because that's the part of the caveat, the part of the cake that nobody wants to know about. What's the old saying? Everybody wants to eat the cake, but nobody wants to break the eggs. Like you gotta do this.
They don't want to do the work. Nobody wants to do the work.
Right.
Give me the cake and the fork. That's all I want. The cake and the fork. Not do the work.
Right. And then turn around and say, where the ice cream at? Then they're not happy with it too. They got another complaint. But nonetheless, we're just like jiving because we're really close friends. But the reality for the general public is to understand that everyone with a degree does not necessarily have the same amount of knowledge as the next person. And it's really important that you work to find someone that has the degree as well as the passion, as well as the knowledge that you're going to need for whatever your situation is. And that goes if you're looking for an attorney to help you, go up against some of these cases that we've been looking at, or in fact, if you're looking for an agent to help you find your property or to build your portfolio, depending on what you're doing. Some people like to sell at a certain time. Some people like to buy all the time. It just depends on what you're trying to do. But nonetheless, that is a great point, because our people, and I say our people, I say disadvantaged people in general, they have very little knowledge when it comes to the real estate process, and they really need the best professional possible to help them through the process, because it can be tedious. It's not always easy, but it's a great thing to go through. My family, we have several different properties. And as far as being a real estate agent, I really never thought I would be a real estate agent in terms of working with others until I got like really hooked up with Queen. And we were talking about coming together as agents and making a way for people. And she's like, yeah, well, there's this realtors organization. It's the oldest one. We need to become a part of it. And so when we got that together, 7, 5, 6 years, 8 years, I don't know how many years ago, so long ago.
Right.
I was like, I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission, not just to sell houses or make money, but I'm on a mission to educate and help people keep it, retain what you have so that you can pass it down, build generational wealth. But it doesn't become generational wealth if it doesn't go through the generations. A lot of times we lose our property, so we got to pass it down. So we got to do probate protections and trusts and all those other things. So I don't know if you've been able to see the channel, Queen, but what I do on this channel is I go into court through their live streaming, and I watch different court proceedings and try to give the understanding to the general public as to what's going on, because they're using legalese, they're using the vocabulary for the legal system. And a lot of times they're just trying to make it plain language and give them understanding of what the process is going on, so that if they find themselves in the process, they can work their way out.
That's definitely needed.
Always find the professional to do professional things. So let's see if I can share my screen, because right now is like, I don't know what I'm doing, right? So one of the things I wanted to say a major thank you, because I did do this a little earlier. These are the 2 highest videos in my channel right now. And I'm extremely grateful for everyone that's been able to watch them and talk a little bit about what's going on. Okay, screen share. Okay, here we go. Okay, StreamYard is like, you don't want to do this. You don't want to do this. Yes, I do. Yes, I do, StreamYard. Yes, I do. Okay, so I hope you can see this. This is the channel right now. We have 65 views and 105 subscribers. Yay. And this is us live. And so this video, Judge Simpson may order a bench warrant, has gotten 103 views. 1,300 views. And then the second highest has gotten 679 views, which is the update to the attorney takes the blame. So Judge Simpson in the bench warrant, he goes into the case. Let's see. I don't want to actually play it. So let's see if we can just stop it. But he goes into the case here where he's talking with this attorney here who's going through law school, and then this other attorney who's helping her, present for the particular case on behalf of the tenant. So if you are a tenant and you find yourself getting booted out of a house and they're holding your deposit, this is a good case for you to take a look at, because in this case, the landlord is getting sanctioned for their lack of discovery responses. And the reason is because the tenant wants her money back. So in that process, if you don't know this already, in the process of wanting your money back, so you go down, you lease a property, you are the tenant, you sign your lease, you become the tenant, you're paying your monthly bill of tenancy, and you're living in the home. So when you first sign, you're supposed to sign the condition of the home, that the place is, fine, the gas stove works or it doesn't work, or some knob is missing or it isn't missing. Like if everything is good, it's all good. You say it's all good. If there is a problem, then you make a notation in the very beginning. So be very careful about that. If you do see something that's wrong, you ask them to fix it. If they say they can't fix it, make sure it's noted in the walkthrough. The walkthrough paperwork is what you're looking at. And if they don't give you one, then you need to memorialize for yourself and send it to them in a certified way that the receipt has been received. So either you send it certified mail or you send it through an email and they confirm receipt of it. But you make sure you have some type of evidentiary proof. Next, after your tenancy is over and you want your security deposit back, they need to do another walkthrough. If you've been evicted and you weren't present for the walkthrough, they still have to go through in California. I can't speak to any other state. Let me state that clearly. California, they still have to go through and do a walkthrough, and then they have to give you an itemized list of anything that was broken because of you. And you get that list and you get to see, you say I broke the dishwasher, but the dishwasher never worked. That's why I always had to wash by hand. And I have this other document that shows that it didn't work in the beginning. You get to go to court if you must need to. You call up your attorney and you go to court and you prove that this particular landlord is withholding your deposit illegally because the things that were broken are not of your own doing. That particular case I was showing you a second ago, the young lady is proving or attempting to prove that the location of the building was inhabitable because they had several different citations and they were told that they didn't have a clearance of occupancy. So her arguments are a little different, but just to understand on general public way, if you have a deposit, the landlord can hold your deposit if something is broken or if it's not as they had originally given it to you. Some people kind of feel like, well, I upgraded it. But if it's not original to what they've given to you, you can't upgrade their property. If you do want to upgrade the property, you have to get written permission from them. Otherwise, then you get into this big argument and legal debacle about touching the property. All right. So the way you can fix property to your own liking is make it your own property in the first place. Purchase it and you can fix it to your own liking and you don't have to answer to anyone else. And as long as you're not messing with a structure that causes the city to come out and to do permitting things. But otherwise, if you want to paint it a different color, put different knobs on the doors, you can do all that yourself and have no problem with your landlord because you are your owner, right? So we're going to grow you up into ownership as well. The other video that we have, the one that has 600 plus views, which is the second highest view, is the update on the attorney taking the blame. This is to anyone that's in legal situations at all. I really want everyone to learn from this because the attorney is trying to shield her client from being caught at fault for her answer, not including a very important material fact. And now she wants to insert that fact several months later, and the judge is not allowing her to do it. Under normal circumstances, you would be able to amend your answer, but it has to be within a reasonable time frame. And I think this is like 6 months or 7 months after the fact, and the judge is like, it's not reasonable, it's too far down the line. But my caution to anyone who's in a legal situation, if you're a part of an answering or any type of documents that you're sending over to the other side, don't just leave it up to the attorneys. I think we feel like, oh, I leave it to my accountant to file my taxes, I'm gonna leave it up to the attorney to file my case. Don't do that on either fronts, because when you go to sign or they sign on your behalf, you are the one that's going to be responsible. So I don't expect you to go to law school and determine all the legalese and understand all the different terminology. But when you sit down with your attorney, you say, hey, is this in there? Is that in there? Is, did you add this? Did you add that? And if they say yes, you say, okay, can you show me in this answer where it says it? Where do you enumerate what we talked about? Where is it memorialized? And make them flip through the pages, because there are several things that happen in an answer. You have affirmative defenses, you have your responses to the complaint. Like, it's so much going on that it can get lost. So just tell them to point it out to you and then read to make sure it's there. And if they can't find it, then I would say that it's not there. And then say, okay, go ahead, take this back, put it in there, and then give it back to me. And that will help to alleviate some of the other thing. The other thing is, when you are verifying documents, you're verifying their content. And that's what she verified the answer, I believe, in that case, or maybe she didn't, but they wanted her to verify the answer. But if you verify the document, then you say everything that's in that document is true and correct. You need to make sure it's true and correct. You have to read it. At least read the parts that talk about what happened on this day, this time, this month. There are paragraphs that are like that. On or about October 1st, 2023, the boogeyman came over. On or about October 10th at 2023, the landlord sprayed down my car. On or about November 5th at around 4:30 p.m. All those paragraphs are there. They're enumerating something. So you have to ask them, where is it? And tell them to make sure they're putting all the facts in there and double check that they did it. Okay, so that's the legal part of those two takeaways. Those are two legal takeaways I wanted to give you. Queen, you got something fun for the people to know? Because I know Queen is the fun person. But like I said, she's just not feeling well, so she may not be too fun today.
That's funny. I don't know. I mean, to say fun about that, I want to say to everyone, you said some things that, I know I never thought about. When you go through the walkthrough, many times we'll sign something just to sign it and never pay attention that we really need to go through line by line with the person that we're signing that document. So anyone who's a tenant, make sure that you are walking through and you go by line, item by item, because I am finding that a lot of tenants are being put out of their home, their rental units, for things that's not legal, basically. And it's so sad right now. Just talking to someone yesterday at the Taste of Soul, and it's just heart-wrenching. Like, she got so many cases that she's dealing with. So, listen, Lyric is definitely giving you guys great information, great advice, so that you can make sure that you are aware. You have to be aware, understand that you have rights. And no one can just put you out of your place. And there's so many rights that are in place for you right now. And the big landlords know that. And it's the mom and pops that are suffering. So we definitely have to take heed to that.
Yeah, very true. So let's see. Some of the fun thing can be like the first time you move out of your parents' house. Like, come on, let's be real. The very first time you move out of your parents' house, that's fun. That's lit, right? Even if you have to rent. Because I rented the first time with my husband. We got married and we rented the first time. And I was like, okay, I got my own spot. I can do what I want. I can get up. I can play my music as loud as I want.
Right. But you got to understand, even though you leave in mama's house, you got those responsibilities. So if you're doing that, make sure you prepare. But it does give your independence, and it allows you to grow up. A lot of times we don't think about that in our growth. So that's important too. So you learn how to become an adult. And it's real, 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 real. Because them bills is real, 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 real.
Yeah. Well, my mama, she had me writing bills in the beginning anyway. Since I was like 11.
I feel the same way. I know. Paying the bills, writing them out. I done been through all of that. Like, okay, why I gotta do this? Why do I have to do this? But I'm happy I did, because it taught me some lessons. So helped me to be prepared. Let's see, you said something funny when you're renting or when you're moving out of your parents. I guess that is funny. What else could be something funny?
You know, you get to have your parties now. You ain't got to ask nobody permission. You're like, this is the day I'm having my party. Like, whatever, you know.
No, you come to a point that you don't want to have a party because you don't want nobody to mess up your place. No, what happens is you become more responsible and you be like, don't sit over there. Don't put your cup on the table without a coaster.
Right. No, all of a sudden you like your mama. I've heard people say that. Because my oldest child is 18, so she's in college. She feels like she's moved out of the house, but you know, she's still on my responsibility list. And so some of my other people who have older children are like, you know, I go over to my kid's house and you got to take your shoes off. You got to, the room is so clean and you got to have posters. And you're like, well, where were you when you was living in my house? Because I had a whole different version.
Different version of you. Like, this is the new you. Why she didn't come out when you were younger? Things that make you go
Right.
That is funny. That is a good one. You know what? That is really funny. You saying a lot, because your kids, they become you in their own place, and you like, what do you mean you telling me what to do?
Right.
What you talking about? I'm gonna sit over here where I want to. I'm gonna keep my shoes on. Right. Don't mess up this.
No, you can't take that dish. You can't take that one. I'm gonna get you this other one over here. Excuse me. What you talking about, child? I gave birth to you. Stop playing with me.
That's funny.
But then also, like, so when we first got married, we were there for a year in the rental, and then we moved into our first townhouse, and then we moved into our house. But the rental was like that. They had rules. They were like, you couldn't paint it, you couldn't do this. I still painted that whole place. We painted the whole thing. I sponge painted it. I had it looking like, you know, some Venetian walls and everything. And we went and we got our little furniture. We thought we were doing it big. We went down to whatever discount furniture it was. It was whatever. But we bought what we could afford to buy. And we had our nice little glasses and everything. And so I had a great time in that 1 bedroom, 1 bath apartment when we first got married. And I loved it because it had little lakes, well, not lake, but little streams and little ponds all around. So we would walk around and that was really nice. And then, but when we went to go move out, this is how you get your money back. We paid someone $300 to paint every room crispy white. You can pay someone to buy the paint and to paint it professionally for around $300, you know, and every room was painted. And one of the rooms was dark. My husband wanted a dark color. So we had a really dark color. So I had to prime it and paint it. And they did the spray. And it was real quick. And we paid them out the pocket. And we got our $2,000 back versus them trying to tell us, oh, we messed up the whole place. And so.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they try to get you all the time.
But another fun thing is when you're out there on your own, it can be fun to learn a little bit sometimes. Learn how to appreciate what your parents shielded you from when it comes down to those bills and how stressful it can be making those payments. So one of the things I am advising my clients is not a 1 bedroom and a 1 bath. That's all we had. We weren't there long enough to really feel the need of it. But if you do rent or buy, whatever you have to do to get your first step going, try to have a 2 bedroom, 2 bath. That way you can always rent out the 2nd bedroom and you can always get some help. My current client, I got her she bought a house and she wanted a little house that she could afford all by herself and a real small house. And we were looking on the east side. We were all around. We were looking, I said, this is where you want to go. I'll take you wherever you want to go. And so we were looking, and then I said, well, why don't we just go on over to Gardena? and let's see what we can find over there. And we went to Gardena. She got a 3-bedroom house with a converted garage ADU unit, a pool, about a 2-car garage with a 4-car port. That's the line. So she doesn't have, no one parks behind them. She has all this space. And she's like, I never thought I could afford this. I was like, yeah. And what helps her to afford it too is she has a tenant in her ADU unit. And she can always rent that out anytime she wants to. It has a separate entry. It has a whole, beautiful setup in and of itself. And so it really helps her in times of struggle when she doesn't, because she is a hair dresser, like she owns her own hair salon. So, that's up and down. And through the COVID times,
right. They were creative.
Unless you was going to somebody's house, they was hit real big. So, that really helped to have that ADU unit. And for those who don't know what ADU unit means, it's just a separate dwelling, basically. It's like having a little apartment on your house, but not changing your house structure. It still looks like a single family home.
That you get to collect. Did you get to collect the rent? You be the landlord.
That's right. You be the landlord.
Which is amazing. That's great that she did that. I know she was happy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's very happy. She's very grateful. One of my best marketeers. She's always trying to give me clients. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can handle all these people. So I start giving them to other realtors because sometimes I can't handle so many people. But I'm always grateful for her because she's a hairdresser and she does hair. She does celebrity hair. She has celebrity clients too, and so she does their hair. And so she's always getting the word out there. So I definitely appreciate her. But my thing was just making sure she was good. And I always want all of my clients to be good. And one of the best things you can do is have a space that you can actually rent out.
Yes.
So for you, Madame, did you just go straight into your own dwelling or did you ever have to rent?
No, I didn't go straight into home ownership. So yes, I had to rent, and like you said, it was different. Now renting is totally different than when I first started renting. It's like crazy. Now it's bananas. But you know what? It was interesting. So I think the first place we rented, so it was a back house. So it was a house. So that was good.
Okay.
Yes, the difference in apartments because you got everybody around you when you're renting an apartment. Mm-hmm. So that makes it a little better renting a house. So that was good. That was good because it was almost like your own separate unit. You had your own separate yard. So that was great. But like you said, it's nothing like having your own because you don't have anyone telling you and dictating to you what to do. Mm-hmm. I've rented a few places where the landlord was pretty flexible and great, but then I rented some that they were not. And it's like you collecting money and you don't want to do ABCD. Like, no, what's wrong with you? And it's frustrating to have to go through that. I heard someone talk yesterday when was talking about home ownership, and I think it was a couple of people. They was like, I'm just gonna rent. And it's like I always tell people, if you can buy because you don't have to have no one dictate because anything can change. That landlord can lose that property and then where are you? All the money that you poured into that rent for all these years, which you could have put in a house and build up equity for yourself. And like you said, you can have tenants renting out units. I mean, renting out rooms. You can have an ADU and rent out that. So a lot of times I think it's the lack of knowledge and really understanding the power of real estate. I think that's why a lot of people end up renting and thinking that they can't do it. Like that's a very good success story. She wanted a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. She ended up with a 3-bedroom and an ADU. So she ended up with a single family plus a unit that she could rent out. So yeah, it just changes your mindset and your thinking, and people need that. Education is key because renting is just, when we learn, I do this a lot of times when I'm teaching. I show them the numbers. When you're renting, okay, calculate that. So rent right now. Let's do it right now. We're gonna do it right here live with you because take out your calculators. Take out your calculators. So if you live in Los Angeles, Let's say your rent is $3,000 a month.
Don't pass out Michigan. Wait, a lot of people in Michigan, and don't pass out. That's normal for LA. That's a LA price right there. That's pretty normal.
I'm gonna do 2,500. 2,500 a month times 12. That's $30,000 that you paid in rent. Now let's do that times 5 years, right? That's $150,000 that you paid to your landlord in 5 years. Now let's switch this up. So 30,000 in a year could have went to bring down your mortgage, right? So then you're building equity. So in 5 years, you done build your equity up 150,000. You could pull money out and buy you something else to rent out and buy you some more and more and more. So do you guys see the difference? So think about it. When you look at the numbers, you'll be like, what? Are you kidding me?
Wait, and so Queen, it's real. Have you seen my videos? Did you say yes, you've seen them, or no, you haven't?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so it's so funny because you would think I told you what to say, because in one of my videos I talk about how you can buy a car using your equity, and it's much cheaper to do that, or to pull money out, and you build your equity, you pull money out, and you can buy another piece of property, another income property to help pay off your bills. To buy your cars in the future, to pay off your credit cards, to help put your kids through school. A lot of times we expect that it's going to be our job. This is the job that we do. This is what we perform. We perform a job every single day, or 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. We get a check every other week. This is what it is. Well, going through the pandemic showing us that does not have a guarantee. And I don't care what business you're associated with. Like the only people that was still making money was like the hospitals and Pfizer and them. So if you were with them, okay. But if you were with, I don't know, Apple or Google or anybody else that got to close down, you had to go home. And then it showed a lot of the business owners that you can run your business in a different kind of way. It gave them opportunities and exposure to a difference that they didn't know. So I know a lot of people who are doing things remotely even to this day. It's almost as if offices have come, really small as far as inside the office, and everyone else is, working from home. So a lot of creativity there, but when it came down to that money, honey, it changed quick.
And it's even happening now. Think about the businesses that are going out of business. And, we don't think about setting ourselves up, because if you look at and I think the problem is people don't look at real estate as a business. So if I'm a landlord, that's a business. If I own multiple properties, that's a business. Why? Because I'm collecting rents. That's my business, right? So many times people don't think about that. But if you think about that to leverage, because somebody's going to always need a place to stay, correct?
Always.
So then you are providing a service to people who really need you all the time. It don't matter if it's a pandemic. It don't matter if it's a recession. They always will need you. Look at us now. We're dealing with the inflation. People are losing their jobs. People are having to close down businesses. People are having to merge. And it's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. So we really have to start positioning ourselves, because, 9 to 5 is not like it used to be. That's not security. It's not.
It's not. Real estate has much more security than a 9 to 5, unfortunately, because everyone's looking for shelter at some stage. And even the person on the street is still looking for shelter. That's another creative way to. Yep, that's another creative way to rent out beds. Another creative way to be the landlord and collect money from the city. Yep.
That's even better. That's a secure check.
Secure check. I actually have another one too, because some people say, I don't want to be with a tenant that's not going to pay, and it's not that security. Okay, well, you can get Section 8. They're secure. You can get a traveling nurse. They're secure.
They're the best.
You can get a place by the airport, and you can have your clients will be the ones who need either the layover, or you can do the executive where the client is in fact the pilot and the the stewardess,
Stewardess,
right?
yes.
So you contract with the airlines.
Airline.
So when you do that, you have all security, right? As long as they're flying, they're gonna be needing you.
Security.
But when it comes down to medical, you found out even in a pandemic, medical don't shut down, honey. So that traveling nurse is gonna need that place, right? So there's your security, and you don't have long-term leases with the individual. So you don't have to worry about if you don't like that individual. It's okay because they're gonna move on anyway, right? They're traveling, they're moving on, they got another place to live. So those are one of the ways to get around it. But everyone's looking for shelter. Everyone needs shelter. It's one of the reasons why my family got into the business of real estate in the first place, is because we wanted to be landlords, and they my mother-in-law had started that process knowing that everyone needs shelter, and that was what generational wealth was built upon. That was the legacy that she wanted to leave, and so we've been able to carry it on. So I hope this helps everyone, but I definitely thank you guys for getting on. I appreciate you. I celebrate you. I'm having cake now. I got lemon cake now. I'm so grateful. My cake and celebrate the 105 of you. And I'm looking forward to us growing the channel even further, because whatever we think we know, we never know what we don't know. And the only way to find out is to learn. So please share the information so people can learn. This is the whole purpose of the channel. That's why I stop in the videos so much. Is because I want people to learn. I want everyone who can to learn something and not just sit there thinking it's entertainment, because court can go quick and it can go over your head real quickly. Right. And so if you don't have a perspective or have a general understanding of what's going on, and every attorney and every professional is not the same. So let professionals do professional things. And Queen, where can they come and see you, almighty one? What's your social?
My social, you could just Google Anna Queen Tut and I will pop up. You can follow me on Instagram.
Follow me.
Facebook. My YouTube is a little slack, but I won't be the president in 2 months, so I'll be back at it. So you can follow me there as well, LinkedIn as well. So I'm following on your social media channels. But yes, I love it. I love it. So this is great. Definitely tell more people to subscribe to Lyric's channel. It's important. You got to know legal.
Thank you so much. All right.
You're welcome. Congratulations.
All right. Thank you. Congratulations to you and everyone else. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Thank you for all of your leadership at Consolidated. It's been wonderful, girl.
You're welcome. Oh, yes, you guys didn't know. I don't know if she said that, but Lyric is my first VP at Consolidated Board of Realtors. I am the president of Consolidated Board of Realtors. So she's been right there working. So give her a hand, not only getting 105 subscribers, but out here advocating as well. Uh-oh, look, she got some flowers too. Woo-hoo-hoo! Yes, how beautiful.
My husband, Dr. Henry Armstrong, just brought me flowers. Thank you, honey, and celebration.
Awesome, Dr. Henry. Yay, keep up the good work, Lyric.
Thank you so much. All right, you guys, have a blessed one. Lyric Armstrong, your real estate agent and advocate.
Bye.